Hades, Neptune cross. Hades tuned to the time signature of Neptune. Time stood still between the planets, between the gods. Cross between reflections of the time of life, standing still. Transformation from death, sex, and to axes. Baby Venus giving me a wedding to the universe in every single soul moment of the marriage of Pluto to Neptune. I was over my moon, but blessed with boons, the trident bent to a pitchfork tongue of disciplined desire. Lady of the Merced. The Lady of the Merced slowed down time as I walked in the mall. It was all a blur. How absurd is this relative chronology given a specialist mentality, lineared mortality, denied quantum reality, Newtonian banality, what the inertia of quantum gravity, of the falling apple, where fall the apples, atomic orbitals. Cruel is the arbitrary depravity, exonerated insanity, please, urbanity, greed hungry to profit of tragedy, the gloat song, like a homily song, the Greek goat strong with a song for the Roman to ruminate and rue, as so then now America too. The Lady of the Merced slowed down time, despite what patriarchs besomenly say. There is a woman. It isn't mere mankind on kind. It's womankind kind of humankind kin. She's no tyrant matriarch, you'll find. Slowed down time. Yet as it were, I moved normal speed. Chronos chronicled the hourglass then. Dreams can't always pretend time like a tense conjugated participle, a participle of a vestibule, relativity informing implicitly a priori, the repeating history story. Dog magic sorcerers of Katna's 9 lives, dogma's bark to Cerberus imperious, Hades and Satan sitting in a tree, Kissing. How could first come love to the loveless rather than this marriage? Now comes the hearse carriage, the loveless disparage. This I tell you, love and loveless. You can't have one without the other, but can have zero rendered asunder. Mystery of Recitation ministers to me, while hypocrisy hinders the suffering. Time slows for you, but moves normal for me. The swift amidst the slow show of progress creeping to profits drones on to the violence of more gone, a distraction of no benefaction. Look away to something more than the neon impaction. Gaggles gregarious to the imperious in perpetua. Look away to something more than that violent bore. Wait and wait. Inertia store. See to the rusted shackles. These loosed rabid wolves of upraised hackles, attacking even Cerberus. Liberty, freedom from a sick society, protection from the greed infection, belligerent, indigent, and indignant, impertinent, hostility, boiling bath, senseless acts needing epitaphs. peace at a lapse, find, relapse in repose. I do suppose the addicts to the edicts of charlatans, the persona impersonating psyche incarnate. Is this an autonomous shadow complex, plain and simple? Inventions of death chosen above inventions of better life. Thespionage, the throne of fame. Where are the masks that act greater tasks to bask in more than fruits of labors? That rotten, obscene, neon bleed wrapped in plasticine. Tragedy feed, Roman tragedy, killing Greek tragedy, tides pulled by monopoly. So soon, repeat preposterously. See beyond the blue and green screen of the movie we lead and play the video game of life with a high score. 'Cause forevermore is evermore bored to the tune of more and more, buying more apples at the Eden store. Undress the dressed origami, lop shod, take it off to get it on time. Maristison, mysterious lady of the Marist, takes me gently by the wrist, with the hands of time, with the feet of Marist. Trans early, lately? The Transformer has just the deal for you. Stubborn to change, ching to change, a stranger rearrange, the faux creator. The law of conservation of energy is in effect, no pathos will undo. The truth of the arrows to the Copernican inner suns. The creator dies of transformation. You'll cling to change, ching to change before the end of this story, or die like the mongrel you always were to the ailerons of the angels of death. 'Cause you can't fake it anymore, nor take it the way you'd like at the store of brunt jokes where you bend like a whore. Ghost imago skyscraper. Creation transforming isn't the death the corporate cock likes. Eternal birth in a haunted skyscraper of dead CEOs while she gives me a blowjob on the tippy top of the antenna of the ghost imago. Transformation was never created, but can transform creation. Metamorphoses of Scorpio. I feel the sting, death rattle-stricken and stabbed. The scorpion stings itself, soul leaves body. The skull into the sky, scorpion is done. Now an eagle with sharp eye. Transformation is information. Information is transformation. Prying from the skull, skulking the sky, swooping down to scorpion sting, the eagle cried death knell as a feathered light alit, burning past the end of wick. Violent changes rearranges the strangeness. A phoenix from an eagle's skull rises as shadows fall amidst the mortal flesh. An enveloping void alight with phoenix flame, ashes falling down in rain. Metamorphoses of Scorpio 2. Oceanic Big Bang, tremendous crashing tidal wave, birthing a life of adaptation from breakneck whiplash, water forming into a scorpion stinger, harpooning the land, stabbing into the earth's molten core, singeing to the heat of the inner earthly sun, transforming to steaming eagle, taloning the heat upon the side of earth. The steam cools in a sudden freeze, to icicle stabbing of frozen frostbitten phoenix feathers. Try to net and tether the forever wild and untamable, inimical, imitable, unexplainable, becomes the container of the uncontainable. Inimical, imitable, unexplainable, becomes the container of the uncontainable. Scorporation, flowers for Algernon, thorns for Anon, beautiful pain, painful beauty, detriment Venus looking for benefit, transformative love, shape-shifting lover, stabbed like a thorn of nature to the crucifixion of human stupidity. My toxic poison lays in rest, ready to intoxicate, bathed in fixed waters of desire. In trust is strength, genuine integrity. Metamorphoses of introspection. All is energy. Matter is a form of energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, but transforms into different forms. There is no creator. There is a transformer. There is no destruction. There is transformation. Metamorphosed to introspection and repose. Chrysalicitation, insectile mutation, acaricide injection, dogma and cat paw go gonzo, meow and bark too orthodox, Goldie fox with crimson locks wonders when you'll give a fuck. Pupae formed common norms, the different forms of the status quo show. Step to the lemon light here. Just a moment, we will see beyond the samenesses. Insane. Metamorphosed introspection in repose. Apollo isn't at the Dionysian celebration, but all alone, he's having his own party. Excess leads to suffering, but over-bridled restraint leads to the same. In the group dynamic, there's a Jim Jones like an Agent Smith, but like a coin, the other side is Dionysian. Sometimes Apollo does show up for the party. I seek the balance betwixt the Apollonian and the Dionysian, betwixt love and sex. In solitude I have found my integrity, and no group shall ever use that integrity for its own brainwash and mass collective reality tunnel abuse and misuse. I am lost and found at the same moment in the group dynamic. I am together but alone. A hermit amidst extroverts, reversed to social persona use, though the mask obtuse cants at the truth. Deeper than skin, something within, now resting without. Among the norms, but without them. Strange to rearrange, solitudinous, yet forced to the light. The sour, distasteful glare, the lemon-lime light without sugar tonight, cast its glow on the ebb and flow, of the neon contrite. Stages of metamorphoses, Genesis and creation translated means stagnation and propagation. The transformative of the normative to this stagnation, I embody transformation. This creation is just a curtain call hiding the stages of metamorphoses. A rich player that flits and ruts on the stage, full of idiocy and hurry. The poor played full of silence and obedience. Obsequy the false authority, obsequier them with rear fear. Obsequy the false authority, mirror back their cruel depravity, crucify the crucifier for all to see. This creation is misnomered stagnation. My creativity is transformation in a stagnation of bloody bucks. I cannot be shared to single-serving psychophants. Psychophants need not apply, contains drug depictions, contains the death of violence from the Xerox of lies. Psychophants need not apply. Transformation beyond creation lies in the devil details, the general angels spy. Psychophants need not apply. Phantom plants dance round your bruised ego cries. The first shaman. The bark of liberation outsounded the yowls of dogma and peeled away the bark on the tree of knowledge. As the teeth of Adam and Eve tore into the apple, the first shaman is laid into the grave, in the hole, in the tree of knowledge. The spirit of Mata and Steve resides in a scar on the tree that still bleeds, bloodlessly plant pain of human unity stain. The tree of knowledge forever carrying human bones. The rib of Mata lies therein. Lay me, this shaman, in. This is no original sin. I am to the deepest deep, but the highest high, in this original skin of bark and tinder, locked in the spirit of plant and human is one. The lie of original sin is undone. Death, liberty, and rock and roll. I was not given the right to life. I was left to death. Neither was the right to freedom given. I was left to liberty. I could not pursue happiness. The rock and roll blues found me. Death, liberty, and rock and roll out of the dead, life, freedom, and happiness pursuit. Tree of pain and misery. On the tree of pain and misery, there is birth and death, but seems to be no life. Odorous fruits hang, bloodied by their own stain. The hanged, yet unhanged, monkey lies, swinging from the bows of apocalyptic paradise. Far away, light years away, hidden in some dark matter, resides the tree of life to explain this needless pain. On a different world, ignorance does not persist, and I would not have ended up like this. Acceptance eases the travail on the waves of the remnant of the poison. I continue to somehow sail wondering when I will fall over again and watching so many others swallowed by their own tail. A hex of sex upon me, a pox of cocks with vagina locks becomes us. A fuck of fucks for you, I've got the pretty hots, burnt up in the flame of my own knowledge, dangling from the guts and last threads of my will, never relenting for an unsought result. Onto the wounds pour a circle of salt and kiss me and bliss me, and give me something which cannot be bought. Change your chemical state of mind with me here on the tree of pain and misery. Change your chemical state of mind with me here on the tree of pain and misery. And from the boughs let joy swing over onto the tree of life, and yet we dig in passion's flight down into those pearly roots to find the true trees. At one unite to our delight, tree of pain and misery too. When every day is decay, there tends to be no other way. You grow into a bitter fruit out of the loathsome suit, accosted by your birthday suit. On the tree of pain and misery, I often wonder about this tree of life with its fruit so ripe. We've robbed the spirit and taken all the loot. Well, this is my root suit riot in the soil of my toil. Like bamboo I'd bend for you until only the rhizome remains in a sea of blood stains. Do what you want to do, screwdriver, what you want to screw. I'm a tool of wisdom amidst fools. Today is already drained from me. Nothing will stop this bloodless bleed. I'll cry some tears, contemplate what I really need. Watering not your fears, growing tough love from soft hate. Hydrophonics of water speaking silence to my tormented heart. Raven of myself ripped me apart. Deliquescent art, cardinal, as the beginning a leader is ever at start. More than the sum of the parts, but less than the minus of the parts. Wholes bestow healing and all is reeling. I have a feeling like killing. Though there is no killer nor killed, nor decay of eternity, something in my soul still aches. Something never filled but by will of love, Mr. Misery, a mystery, decadent dysentery. Apple of misery. I eat the pain for breakfast and digest it in my guts. Then I shit out joy and have flatulent happiness. I recycle plastic suffering into organic ecstasy. I am chewed on by waves of agony, which I surf as bliss. For lunch, more discomfort and holy shit of joy. For dinner, my ego as a toy with toots that are redolent of bullshit. You don't even want to know what second breakfast was like. Animal, murder all man stink from this temporary fragile shell, shaving off all the hair, puberty of toxic masculinity shedding, molting sin skin of age of father, old wineskins wrapped in you, non-alcoholic wine for all the alcoholics, near fatal withdrawal for all the cold turkeys. May they be saved that torment of an end. Smooth, hairless skin with no hair roots within is the root of all evil, rooted out of the garden of the body's Eden, the Eve of the soul, in the Eden of the body, atom to the atom of the nude nucleus, and the quarks, the quantum Eden hibernates. In the blink of an eye, the fate of faith, the faith of fate. Faux machismo, chauvinistic chodlings, puerile virility, male toxicity, territorial shit stains, and pissant hostility. Anima, the mother of this sordid soul, she wears the man skin as does a mannequin betrothed, as troth to the trot. In a trough, Anima, the mother of this sordid soul, hairless except on the head, Rapunzel of the abyss, dangles tress to stress as brush to hair. The woman of me needs express in this toxic patriarch repress. She has high heels and high heels, stilettos and BPC 157, cannabis and cream, C virus infection, chrysalid virus infection with flowers for Algernon, brilliant genius transforms, a temporary savior, a permanent villain, imago of trauma, the essence of transformation, adaptive resilience, wings to fly and fins to swim, no more cruelty able to whim. C virus infection, Algernon flowers popped, cherries, sex beyond, human pleasure, intelligent quotient empowered, stupidity cowers, of unity orgasm, cultured body corpus colossum, Colosseum and the cruel callous sum of foment violence ferment in viral metamorphosis, psychoactive shape-shifting chrysalis of Osiris, to whore us son and daughters, the end of needless sacrifice and slaughter laughter to a whispering amusement until the brilliance fade. Laughter as insanity takes over, discipline madness procession, the villain in the hero, the anima in the man, the evil in the good, the yin to the yang, bang, bang, do myself, the man done in, the baby eats cock, the cock crows on, rivers skein as daughter's orgasm laughter climaxing, high-pitched note broke the mirror glass of the reflecting, shattered glass cherry of popped virginity. She loves me. She fucks me a lot. She loves me. She fucks me a lot. As I peel the layers of the blossom scorpion Venus flower of endurant love, she loves and fucks me a lot. Surprised awakenings from a dream within a dream of a fuck within a fucking. She wakes me up to ride my cock, and I cock a ride before I open my eyes. She loves and fucks me a lot. He loves and fucks me a lot. She loves and he loves and fucks me a lot. Is this the peeled vulva flower by which is my own girl power transformed into a woman? In a patriarchy, vulnerability, hostility, sexual intensity. Give it to me, darling. I'm a new world beyond misogyny, machismo. The society of balanced mother and father. The son and daughter of the cultured body getting rowdy. Riding cock like ridden broom, skin to skin, love cocoon, need to penetrate, gyrate, and pollinate, fate to fucking love. Sexoskeleton simpleton with evil whims as the flowers wither. Algernon is gone. Villain for long comes hither. Metamorphoses of Scorpio 3. The scorpion's stinger transforms into a spider's fang. A spider's fang transforms into an eagle's talon. An eagle's talon burns, and out of the flames a fiery feather arises. The fire abates, and scales form on the feather, and camouflage. A cobra strikes at the embering ashes. A wolf howls at the moon. Information invigoration transforms evolution itself. Epigenetic inheritance, heritage, information understood is transformation. Some dreams are a message to be understood. But even if shown a better way, it seems so few would take that way anyway, and some will, and the individual will continue to transform beyond the norms, yet among them, blending in and blotting out the lies as they lie dreaming, the powers that be and greedy scheming, while minds awaken in a neon charade. Will of the people, one person at a time, despite this we, the corporation who own the nation. We, the people, need not the fascist conflagration. Institute the will of the people. The institution is rotten apple core from the Garden of Eden store. You can't institutionalize the will of the people. Institute the will of the people. The polls say a majority want it this way, but the representatives are a different matter. They get the final say, not the constituents, truant and insolent. Freedom is speech, and speech is big money, and big money runs the democracy. Stubborn, sanguinolent violence, despite all this will of the people, left to the vantage of a hushed minority peephole from majority's eyes, from the plastic people on the plastic steeple, sheeple shuffle on Wall Street, stock market gambling for the meek, while blood money circles in a shark tank, week after week. Metamorphoses theses of Madame Horphosis. Madame Horphosis transforming into persuasive virginity hallucinations out of Christian antipathy. Her moans are the bi-ball hearse gag order to asphyxiate the mother dogs of orthodoxy. She patronizes the patriarchs like woman Bonaparte. Metamorphosis for a rendezvous of genitals beyond birthday suit groins so evil good. She penetrates the Y scraper to ground level, ripping it off the foundation. Tantra, Womantra, Lassolalia, and La La Land. With liberty libations, wonder is in Alice land between the skirted legs of her indiscretions, laughing off danger, and another transformation. And a womanger of the sun beyond matriarch and patriarch, fain to contain her in a plastic box of Pandora's box. A slutton of hallucinations, with back doors of whores wanting more, harem renaissance in our cross-dress crucifixion pants, heaving transformative sex, turning norms on their heads, like cocks that crow whore bingers of devoured ate fate. Of the fapple of her thigh, my anima bent over asks why. Not get high, it's getting by. Dogma, imago. Fajiro moans of the coven ants. populating the dogma imago, the vile lane villa of villains, slaughtered ghosts, haunted malfeasance. In the inverse world, they are the hero, recognize and dust to zero. The hero just isn't my archetype unless they're being fucked. In an orgy beyond hero and villain, becoming Dionysus, neither hero nor villain, but the orgasm of love from the heart's G-spot. Martyrus imago, a burning crucifix with bronze Jesus statue, red and glowing Jesus tempered in the fires of idolatry destruction. Melting bronze dripping into a long spine and wrapped to the pillar. Martyrus imago, bronze serpent entwined to the pole. Idolatry of crucifixion, destruction of idols. Devil took the form of the snake. Your God took the snake into the form of redemption. Psychoactive androgyny. The hate trick won't do. Will knock my socks off and foot the kill. A hat trick for the other head. Sex in a deeper bed, graves of semen to fill. I transform from the norms on a blotter of sunshine in the garden of cannabis Eden. Drugs to me bring out the woman within, anima revealed between birthday suit skin to flirt a peek between the dress, my addressed wounds and scars. Paint the face to the work of art I am. When I'm high, I'm most by. Spirit of music beyond woman and man. I am a transformed trans to the corrupt patriarchy. I am this feral girl, feminine freak flag on furl. Romance me like a rose, I yearn to stab, to expose horny thorns to adorn, small death in candle-warmed breath of alluring darkness. Trans like me. I was taken under with the needle. I went under the knife, an imago of gender bias, a near birth experience. I was taken under by the needle, then went under with the knife, a near life experience, an imago of gender bias, the near-death experience of discrimination, blood and pain, scars for makeup, to glaze like honey, biological male gender changeling with a downward turned triangle. Lick me closed into you, sent first ass via UPMS. Who was that man? Now I'm a womanson trans, trickster, LSD-bo, ovarian prancer, onward dancers. Boys and girls are my toys alike. My anima's now an animus. What remains from gender and sex, this whore of nature's virgin now, fuck me in my queen crown. Androgen of immature morality, kissing the basom of Mata dog, barking at gender lunacy, while vagina has the broom of the ripe fruits that loom to sweep them off their feet with my horny aplenty tits, I'm the little girl Peter woman. I crucify this toxic masculinity. I crucify the crucifix. Put me in you, a penetrating fist. 660 and 6 thrusts. Cock your crow down below. I'm transformed beyond the norms. Surgical surrender. An orgasm like a woman. Now I remember. Man sin from legs shaven. Man sin from legs shaven. Hair goes down the drain. Anima animates the cadaver animals. Spirit of earthly haven. Feminine conqueror of patriarch errors. Conquista whore quiescent. Deliquescent effervesce. Belligerent evanescence. Heaving heaven onto death row. One last supple supper of greed express. To bleed an abortion of future generations. Hell is out for the eternity of life. Nuclear fallout gets out. Fear. Radioactive decay jailbreak. Debbie Debical Horacle with a third eye monocle. Seeing it clear. Pop a kiss to the apocalypse. Eclipsed my own moon. Woman within walking out without a fuck to give. Burned the closet down. Full Monty, full disclosure. Danger, dared truth. Mobile armies of metaphors seducing like whores. Similes without hostilities. Woman within on a period. Give it a bar, an exclamation. With the proclamation of pain, transformation. Persona to end all personas. A persona to end all personas. We take the archetype trite, then give it a makeover, a contemporary mask to masquerade in neon night, formed out of the smith's itch of hell, an IOU of heaven like a wish you well, Davy Jones' locker in Hades' bottomless pit sea. He does them doggy style while free falling in lust women's water, taking the mask from the contemporary gallery. He sprinted on down the road, sucked into his mind, making love with his unconscious, ego dead like kicking a can on the street. A mask that is all masks in one. Chameleon. Camouflage. Relativity, receptivity. I am the persona you least want to see. Reflecting back at the denied reality. C virus infection 2. C virus with a case of Captain Trips and COVID. I'm dying but still alive. My hand has bones that mutated into little ink horns. I write with ecstatic thrill, come blood phalanges. Poetic tragedy of science. I blooming flowers for Algernon, temporary savior. Shiro shearing the reap of chrysalid skin, birthday suit, becoming an imago of no image. Epigenetic evolution from the hate, from the artistic oppression, while hallucinating what I think is a rock concert with Captain Trips triplicates. The Chimera, Zeitgeist, Grandmama, Paparazzis, sleeping to my gift of orgasm without disease. My monstropulous dis-ease, on to better things, need to execute plans. I'm wilting petals into thorns, genius, savior, messiah, fast spiritual food. Genius, sycophantic villain of the Algernon rose. Rose from the root of misery, cackling, mad, dysentery. World saved so quickly rests on the first day. On the second day, I'm changing beyond staying. World is saved, but it is beyond brilliant villain meddling. Is it beyond brilliant villain meddling? My mind is falling into primal insectile need of metamorphosis. The wilted weed, like molting goodness, is gone berserk, and evil beyond good and evil bursts from the chrysalid. Obsequy of death. A funeral for death, a fun or all, to put to an embalmed bed the dreamers who often lie and say death is the end. You know, that pretend. A eulogy for the dying tradition, sick and unhealthy, which must be ousted from the culture body. A funeral for dead and dying nations who are dying the minute they are born, just as are the humans which comprise it. I have not tears for a sad lot of perspective as this mentality to death is, this clinging and overvaluement of youth. For the dead culture body lying in this tomb of a pyramid scheme. Even so much as I may be a necrophiliac, intercourse with the betrothed dead rotten society stank as it is does no favors to the sexual appetite. We lay down to the grave and to the soil of the earth now the silly notion that death is the end. We bring our ego down low, bowing to this earth. We are but a speck upon. And though it is bruised, it heals, though we may be conditioned to fear of death, to feel loss and remorse, though the touch of a lover may be gone, or a voice of comfort shall never be heard again. This sense of someone and something being gone is an illusion. Let our clinging egos die into the reality as the sickly culture body is laid to a healing rest. It's just transformed. There's no such thing as born. Am not bitchin', you bish on, but I ambition, endeavor strong, to last beyond the metal, endure long dreams of a sea goat, sing a goat song, to last beyond the throng of the passing moments gone. Am not bitchin', am by shun, ambition, ambition. To be persistent, to be resistant, to be the expressive sentiment, to be the transformative element. It seems like creativity, but it's just transformation. Troglodytes of metaphors and similes, figures of speech, figure, personified. To infinity, words alive, magnify in the unpacking of the condensed milk of poetry, death of rock. The Lizard King died, so too did rock and roll, but it's the authority this time that doesn't know. death not ends it. Let's go back in a funerary rite, 'cause it isn't right how rock rolled to a deathly stop. In the corrupt night, this is the end of rock. Rock and roll of the end of rock. Dead friend, bathtub blues as he breaks all the way through to the other side, partying from beyond the grave, still causing a ruckus from death. Phalanges outreaching from crumbling dirt. The Lazarus of Satan, this rock and roll, transformed from authority crucifixion, metal born from the dead grave of rock. Vic Eddie Rattlehead stands upon the upturned soil of a shallow grave so deep. The masses seem convinced rock and roll is drug-free, that rock and roll is dead. Metal here now, drug authority to a reality check. Oh, my rock and roll phoenix to the vultures of capitalism, my hero duel groupies for this long tool. I, too, sacrifice mine on the altar of silence. Rock and roll for beyond the death, metal now in growling breath. The birth of metal from dying rock and roll. The big and little girls understand. The authority doesn't know. Middle finger between her squirting vagina, spreading the lips of the resurrected enigma, fisting fat bottom girls. We don't just want the world now. We want the universe. Every end of rock and roll. Every end of rock and roll, the ugly enemy of all toxic authority, put to death, locked behind bars of oppression, but reborn each time. Partying such sweet sorrow, emphasis on the parting, leaves to never have tomorrow. Rock and roll ghosts haunt the rock and roll-less world. The end, beautiful friends, the ends. The 9 deaths of the lion of Lazarus. This hellish rock that rolls hides a boulder on a towering mountain summit, transforms little girls into patriarch domineering cougars. Avalanches, liberty, boulder dash. They may be but little girls, but you are small men, tiny to the eraser eyes of history. Boulder will avalanche, leaving small men as tiny boys, where rock split in two, rolling over blue so sad to be a lake. Nude women read books of vaginas, pages of lips licked to turn birth. Exponential inertia boulders on. The domesticate cat stares from the car window at the dying wild tiger. The dying wild tiger stares at the domesticate cat. The domesticate cat stares from the car window at the dying wild tiger. The dying wild tiger stares at the domesticate cat at the car window. The domesticate cat stares at the dying wild tiger. Neither wild nor domesticate, I am the union of the two, as in a chemical reaction yielding a strikingly different concoction. The domesticate cat stares from the car window at the dying wild tiger. Neither wild nor domesticate, I am the union of the two, as in a chemical reaction yielding a strikingly different concoction. Music of misery. Take your eyes out of pain and the music out of misery, the beckon mystery of Pan, our separate pain transformed into our unified gain. Licking scars while licking wounds. Licking scars while healing wounds. Biting off too much to chew. Turned out to a corpse. Somehow still alive, I want to thrive, not just survive. This time, better lay this corpse down. Soon it's gotta don the mask of a slave. Needs its full energy to be a doctored up corpse for the embalmments of needless sacrifice. Some makeup for a not made up death. Looking pretty for the food hungry I serve. My ornamental resignation to workplace crucifixion, nailed to pain and slavery, but grinding. Grinning behind the mask, up to the task, while in misery I bask. Only the prettiest ladies can strip it off to see the faceless face that must be faced. And cookin' crossfucker. Reading out the losses and sacrifices of the crosses of our transgressions. Blood marks the cross of the hanging, hung stinger of a man, blotting out the age of patriarchy with red ink to stain it away. Forget not this cross we bear, loosing it from the Ankh key. The rounded circle flies free. Read it out, don't white it out, so all can see fascist Christianity. Obsequy metamorphosis of Christianity. Decrepit churches, dilapidated pews, like sepulchres of the good news. Cobwebs on the statues of Christ, adorned on the walls. Shattered stained glass, stained with blood. Shadows from the windows fall. In a discarded human world, no more prayers, pleas, or calls. The Spirit of Christ no longer here at all. A forgotten memory, now a dead faith. Buried by blood spilt, witches burnt at the stake. A rusted steel cross tossed aside. A reconnected circle as an Ankh arises, hidden within the symbol that was never given respect. Those who survived a seeming untimely end descended down, like a falling smile to a frown. Humanity had thrown away its lighted crown. Ancient rubble of pyramids now, not unlike these ancient rubble of cathedrals, decaying across time, crumbling at the foundation, echoing the dead faith's catcalls. Crucified to an ankh that morphs into a cross. Martyrs across time combined beyond time and space into one. Pain and suffering as they're undone, and each passes away into one and the other. Transformation of the Cheshire Cat. The Cheshire Cat, except chemical. It seems the hookah-smoking caterpillar sat and smoked a spat with the Cheshire Cat, and after that, like a brain in a vat, these transformed cat's pajamas and the chemicals molecule, the Cheshire Cat and the hookah-smoking caterpillar's chrysalis. What would a butterfly smoke? Wondered the grinning cat, waiting for the complete metamorphosis. The Cheshire Cat's pajamas are the chemical's molecule. Phenylethylamines be mine this Valentine, a smarter martyr for the fatuous numerous. Tryptamines, tripping me, but no crutch to cling cloy, the doors of perception and the windows a priori, and the psyche house is a timeless story. Curious, the subtlest variance causes the greatest difference. 2 methyl clusters into serotonin and dimethyltryptamine, chemical reaction, receptors to synapse, you to I becomes we, a covalent psychoactive bond, the chemical's molecules, the quark's atom, as the organ is to the organelles. Off with his head. So the cat took off his head, like a bowler's hat that splat a strike and knocked a few pins loose in all the minds around him. Sanguine metamorphosis, a waft of that weave, the warp and the cleave, greed, seed on dandelions grown in the light of the moon, dead by the light of the sun, Saturn turn round, ring them into the lesson, arbitrary poverty, cryptocracy, cryptocurrently, currency, conveniently hiding the truth. Illusion of progress monster, romping and stomping cruelty, poseur, imposter, to an inane charade. Inane, urbane, it's all about the gain. Fiscal frisk, debt scourge, whipped to the quip. So have me not, I peel the petals on the deliquescent flower of greed. I smell the decay of death that's too soon. The young dead and the old boon. The blossoms ripe with decay, it blooms relentlessly by the light of the full moon. Till we can't look away, we see an ugly cocoon. Metamorphosis sanguinolent. Blood stains the ground. In repeated history, the dead arise, took too soon to lie. Dead and gone, hear their song, carry on, till peace to prosper and grow. The mustard seed, plant and breed. Decorate heaven like hell. Sing it, don't say it. Use your paintbrush and not your mouth. Use your pen and not your gun. Destroy ideas on the run. Fret it, don't fret about it. Small talk for small minds. Eat the look of my blowjob eyes. Artfulness in every moment interjected despite capitalist profit scheme, greed, decree. Moan it, don't yell it. Hit that, don't hit it. Show and do it and don't tell. Fuck it, don't kill it and tell. Decorate heaven like hell. Chrysalis imago of decay. In the silence I know, in the silence I seek wisdom. Silently another wave of yawning, bloodless bleeding. My eyes water, but not from tears I cry. This is like BDSM with myself, a Gordian knot. I tied to change through the suffering. Crystallized imago of the decay down to Davy Jones deep. I drown a bit and repeat. Pollen of dilapid blossom, bottomless pit blossom, bloom as I take the cardinal breath, diving to the bottomless sea, where the bottomless pit is wet like a wanting woman, reminds me mortality's bane, treasure in the weathered, experience resting deep six. Fathom the depth beyond our meager relief, replete. To endure, suffering comes and goes as it pleases, like a whore whose money is saturnine lessons applied to the bone. Cinematic chrysalis in the TV forest. TV of the forest, rounded. TV trapped in a square. In the movie theater of heaven, God watches our lives. The days of our eternal fall will return after the commercial of the Garden of Eden. Atom's apple of knowledge, supple to devour, hangs supple like mistletoe sour. 2 minutes past midnight. Wisdom lacking, ad hominem attacking, logical fallacy, hostilities surmounting, discourse of proper debate jousting, arguments without wordly tenements, bullying wrapped in disingenuous sentiments, eviction evident. But between it all, the forest TV plays a hallucination that gives knowledge. They stare at a screen and see what isn't there as so alive. Hollywood decadence, glitz, jive. But the natives' knowledge need not die, while their lives lie as a dream down to a dream on the screen and surround sound, silence. May it be found. While the noise pollution compounds, the silence between at status quotient, the peace within self-evident, dynamic metamorphosis of static detriment, chrysalis of a screen, movie alive on the scene, from square to rounded careen, inevitable change despite stubborn sustain. TV forest with no commercials is on a marathon again. Leaves are leaving. Fall is falling. Advisement is said. Advertisement is dead on the TV forest channel. Advisement is said from the ones who aren't there. Again, wondering if you'll listen. From the neon world of pretend. Transformed norms. The back doors of perception. My life is a porno. I'm addicted. Rock and roll is my intervention. Psychedelic doggy style turned the other cheek to the dark side of her full moon. Baby, we screw in a cocoon. Sexual metamorpho sister, changing past the staid norms. Metamorpho sister, deconditioned from this bore, broke on through to the other side too many times. Now the other side's broken. Back door to the other side is left wide open. Bend over and I can enter. Baby, we gotta break on through to the other side of inside from the back side of the other side. TV of the rainforest. Kukui, baby. TV rain, life was just a square screen capturing you and me till we were gone. TV snow falling, frostbitten memories no longer seen, but the snow turned to rain, the screen changed. A circle TV, the channel changed to the rainforest. Spirits spoke on the nightly olds. Shamanic blues. Small talk prattles. Eat my greens, big silence news. Listen to the radio of Yamanahua fauna. Kukui, baby, the movie of the forest's soundtrack comes between the static, never wrapped in plastic. The tragedy of the forest is the comedy of the city. The movie of the forest plays, while the movie of the city plays. Circle within square. Soul strip search. I am the stripper who bears their soul, naked on the catering pillar of mortality's pole. Tantalus hung birthday suits strung high and low. I'm the butterfly effect, though. Strip search my own soul to be where I am, do what I've done. Eye candy is superficiality, some sapiosexuality. Food for aphrodisiac thought. She just might be a nympho-demisexual more, bought at the celebrity whore store. That's into Scientology, patriarchally. Made Donna want to strip the birthday suit riot. R.I.P. with me, baby. Naked, beyond skin deep, what is it you see? Cosmic serpent. Neither am I the one acting like they are a serpent, nor am I the serpent woman with the stoning stare, yet I am a serpent. Demonized angelic, angelized demonic, daimonic angelic, wings of horns, horns of wings. I have been accused of many things. A den of vipers I'm said to be. I have many forms. I'm always transforming. Neither am I angels, nor am I demons. Neither am I humans, nor dolphins. Yet the knowledge and language of them, the technology of life and its adaptation and transformation, I am. I am the helix spine of the spiral galaxy. I am the spine in all vertebrates, the DNA in every cell. I am the one guarding the tree of life. Where is the good snake the natives venerate? Once serpent, now serpent killer, Zeus's hate. I am complete, but you are incomplete unless you recognize me. Flagrant transformation. Flags being simultaneously woven and burned. Pieces of the weave blowing in the wind, along with the ashes peppering them. The creation of a nation and its destruction. The great things of a nation and its terrible things. Side by side, all with us here in this moment of consensual burning and weaving. I burn not the flag to reject my country, but that I accept all humanity as of one country and one unified family. I create not the flag because I believe in division, but to foster the greater unity of all flags. I am that flag who is all flags in one flag. And depending what way you look at me, I am different things to different people, different nations to different people. I am the end of all flags, but an homage to their best gifts as symbols. In my nation, there is no flag. I see the world's flags stained in blood. Lady Macbeth tries so hard to get out the stains. My banner is the open sky and women's loving spread arms and legs. The stars are the flag of the sky. Form the truest flag of earth I'll ever know. The most mature form of kidding. All you haters are just neonating. You have to infantilize me, but I'm just kidding you. Then I'm childing you. Then I'm teaming with teaming. All the adulting, till I'm geriatricing you. The most mature form of kidding. Things evolve, that's existence. Transformation is of genetic insistence. Status quos cannot stay the same, despite stubborn persistence. Confirmation bias is destined to stay the same, but life is destined to change. May the most adaptable one survive is the dictum of nature, which, despite our deepest insistence, cannot yet defy, preoccupied with the strongest. Darwinian economies, not prudent to nature. The most adaptable shall survive. There is a time to thrive and a time to adapt. Other hidden seasons of the earth where life must adapt. An ice age and a fire age alike humanity has helped awaken. Was a flood long ago not enough? Lessons so easily forgot come back for a reminder. The strong men of war may die, but the adaptable men of peace and the like of anima and shadow may survive. Humans think they are to use the earth as their stepping stone, but they are but a stepping stone, a state between another evolution. Evolution is not voluntary. Inability to change means obliteration. layers of bras. She took off the cobra over her cleavage like an axe breasts. Underneath there was a Libra. Underneath that there was a triple X inscribed algebra. When she lifted, I saw above the down below umbra. Underneath that, she wore the skin of lubra. She ripped it off and I kissed a bare labra. I thought she was a whore with the dobra beneath. Taking it off, a sabra revealed rough exterior, sweet soul. She took it off and breast bared whole. The Cosmic Serpent 2. For interminable years, DNA remained essentially the same. Forms of life transformed, the genetic code rearranged for 3.5 billion years. Stayed essentially the same. Immortal instructions to transform life into being. Cosmic Serpent. Beyond Neptune's sea. Davy Jones is the locker. Transcriptase striptease. Genetically horny. Rebellious mitochondrial Eve. Adamant Adam ate an apple that bobs in his throat, no ease. No mother or father if we kill Adam and Eve. No mother or father if we killed Adam and Eve. No transformation of a cosmic snake into a dumbfounded ape. The transformer took a stroll through the garden and ate an apple from a notorious tree. Led Adam and Eve away from the leaves of the tree of supposed evil. Drank they ayahuasca instead, which two twin snakes gave. Hanging off the metamorphosis shoulder of the killer of Adam and Eve, watched as the Adam and Eve that ate the fruit of knowledge died ripe on the vine to be alive. As the ripe vine, it's the end of the age of father. He's sacrificed himself for a better son to merge together the best of the maternal age with the best of the patriarchal age. The Oedipus is complex. Electra's just as complex. Oedipus and Electra making love, a tragedy baby in the stomach of digesting comedy. And as ruling as Tyrannosaurus Rex, no more brooches to our eyes, the charade of unsustainability. Must regress. Global warning. Global warning. Global warning. Get with the program. The rainforest TV rain. The TV snow is melting. TV IV and dying we. Stream extinction of humanity for free. Square screen, squamous dreams, square dancing, circle 90s, spun on violence obscene. Pans at Kirkenzie's, distractions, the neon bleed, stains the melting snow, shrink-wrapped plastic, Dumbos with no plasticity. The Rataplan rainforest TV rain, torrential remain. Hissing raindrops of wise knowledge down the brain drain to the heart stain. Prophylactic anachronism. All STDs have been annihilated. Humanity enters a golden age of great golden copulations. The Lizard King only dreamt about. The ornamental artifact of purity and virginity has been treated as the VD word. For the deep throat dogma cock transmitted disease against the order of nature, it is. Sex with less danger, is it stranger to fuck in wild abandon? The moans heard round the world for a baby boom besom of life, liberated sex in the neon wilderness night. Tombstone and womb stone. And writ on the tombstone it said, "Here is buried birth." And on the womb stone it read, "Here is born death." Tombstone and womb stone. Small deaths, greater than the minus of their parts. You fucked me to within an inch of my life. I almost crossed over into another life and on into that thin veil, off into the unknown between your thighs, taken by the one who knows why. Sex, they say, the small death, but in one were the small and big death, and in their contrast, their disillusion. You fucked me to within an inch of my life. I almost disappeared into the inner light. I almost crossed over into another life. Strange sex death. They both shook off the mortal coil while in coitus. Remnants of the white small death lingered amidst the rigor mortis of the big death. Each died of a heart attack. Was it an orgasm of the heart? Were they fucking in heaven? Were they fucking in some shared bardo together? Find out on the next episode of Strange Sex Death. Strange Sex Death 2. Strange Sex Death. Dying while we're fucking. Fucking while we're dying. We're dying to fuck. We're fucking to die. Giving birth to our collective death, the baby aborted, metempsychosis, neonate, transmigrate fate to the land of ghost of sex past. Giving birth to our collective death, the baby aborted, metempsychosis, neonate, transmigrate fate to the land of ghost of sex past. Learning the real value of sex, like Scrooge learned the value of Xmas. This is our triple Xmas. I am Scrooge, the infant of our infidelity to a neon plastic life. Bardo of sex, the lacuna of between birth, death, and life. Rife with the child of our end. I explode inside you as I explode beyond you. You shake with the violence of the shock of death, with the ecstasy of orgasm, incredible pain and pleasure as we break through while we do. Give it to you while me is leaving. and you is receding. Orgasm and death, straight up the spine, then out this lie of obedient slaves. To death's seeming diaphanous puberty, sex between birth and death and life, the child of our end that has no other beginning. Strange sex death, dying while we're coming while we're dying. The pearly gates between your thighs. Birthday suit riots, R.I.P.er. She strips like a stripping agent, first to show her birthday suit. Then she's put to doff the skin, but all the men want her wet within. Only skin deep like chauvinistic chodes, hungry for the next glory hole. Shallow, uncouth, expose. A stripper taking off the birthday suit in a birth. I am the stripper who bears their soul, naked on the catering pillar of mortality's pole. The butterfly effect, though. A little harem renaissance, virginity illegalized, but it's her choice how it gets realized. Birthday suit riot for the eternal death day. Not a one of you are my slaves. But namely, we aren't slaves to cannibalist knaves. Aren't you all just the statue of puberty amidst my ad liberty? The flame of liberty between your thighs. I'm just the firework to work you up, light my fuse my light, turn you on, to pop your cherry off. For the party I throw emphasis on the parting. There's no going back. Nowhere to return, stretch to a new fit. Always dear, forget, don't just forget. These stripes of scars, I've earned this love in sex. Anima tigress, always impress. I churn in the melting cauldron. I churn in the melting cauldron of our casting spell, how we fell into a pride of pride as we hunt the toxic patriarch men. My breakfast of cunt with a side of cock. Strip it off like a stripping agent, transform it like a reagent. Wrap off the stern bow on the gifts of you. Tear the paper of the skin. Now open me like a death day present. More original than original sin, I'll devour you all, then put you together better again. Yes, I'll devour you all, then put you together better again. Blood of poets. Just go to the page and bleed. That's all we need. We write the blood out of this human family. Bleed into the sea of a sieve. But no vampire shall feed. Individual history won't repeat. So these words they'll read. No feast like that of the tick once on my dick. Love, love, love in crimson writ. Over the writer's block we bleed like melting cheesy vital force. It's corny on the macabre. But the heart throbbed right to the vagus nerve knob. Trust gave an eternal An eternal life amidst impending grave, and I sob as wound weep. All the blood of the riders who bleed, bled onto the rider block. We all homage to muses wrapped, tapped into timeless artifact. Bleeding pages and reigning sages landing from a greater fall onto the rider's block, ever unbroken. The age of sacrifice at end of its artifice. We need not erase its long reigning edifice. Write it out and remember the needless gone to siren war song. Bleed more blood to the depths of deep six crimson. Davy Jones has a locker here with lock on. Shall we sacrifice to end its farce? Energy neither is created nor destroyed, it merely transforms. Sacrifice is a transformation of wounds into scars. With the poison toxic of corrupted Father Mars. A martyr for an ego and humanity like termites, to an abominable imago of mourning wood. We bled enough, so bleed not to the page anymore. Minister now to the healing and filling of a new aeon, a different age, which is after the patriarch age of humanity. Toxic father deceased leaves center stage. No deus ex machina for the machine age. Off oust this faux machismo. Writers may block or may have writer's block or may be blocked. Blood shall dry and leave the words as if printed in ink, but blood need not bleed lest it needs its reprieve, and like tears of pain, which cry, avert that by and by the pray tell, where you fell you have risen above. Blah, 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 blah. No deus ex machina for this machine age. Deus ex machina oft oust this faux machismo. Writers may block or may have writer's block or may be blocked. Blood shall dry and leave the words as if printed in ink. But blood need not bleed lest it needs its reprieve, and like tears of pain which cry, avert that by and by the pray tell, where you fell you have risen above. But as above, as you have moved a little more below, neither are you either, though in this hole with a hole. Land they from a greater fall onto the writer's block, as critics around critique soliloquies on the playwright's wall. Pom, pom, and rattle. The lapidated Super Bowl arena with the ghosts of an audience cheering for Pans at Kirkenses, while the ghosts of cheerleaders and rabid ghosts fan followers for many years danced with the ghosts of shaman and women on the green field. A rattle hiss, shake like an anaconda as the pom-pom shakes like a poodle, still the ground stained with the blood of Holocaust. But all they could bother was to make more than the cost. The Pentagon derelict, the Pyramid of America takes not to the afterlife, just takes lives mercilessly, eternally dying into the right to birth. Stand these testaments to a nation whose time is now in the moon after the sun. Is there something new under the moon? Transformation is nothing new. Seems like an enemy to an unsustainable status quo. Cathedrals of broken stained glass, bullets and bones litter the ground. With plastic and paper blowing in the wind, smell of violence all around. crows picking flesh amidst plastic like eggs for breakfast. Transformation. Neither creators nor destroyers, neither created nor destroyed, transformers and transformed, metamorphosis of norms, transformations as reflections, considerations of change, acceptance of inevitabilities, a potion to grow larger than a planet, a gumdrop to make you smaller than a quark, a flag ripping and burning, and out of the ashes weaves a flag anew. The crucifixion of the idolatrous crucifix, the melting of the bronze snake onto the pole, the taking of the money snake's stake, the birthday suit stripper dancing on the pole shakes, multi-layer bra removal poet style, whenever the poet's words make you wet below, take off a bra, the many meanings show. I embody the law of conservation of energy. I am a Copernican revolution of the mind, the harem poet of the harem renaissance, the killing serpent of the serpent killer, the forest TV within the square TV, TV snow that turns into TV rain. This butterfly out of a caterpillar doesn't cater to the pillar of mortality's pole. Screaming transformation, teeny boppers, into cougars, little girls, into big men. I am the Jim Morrison anima, backdoor woman. We getting lost in rainforest TV land. I am that which remains despite patriarch bloodstains. The hero and the villain and the hero.